I am always thinking now, especially before the stream starts, that a lot of the purpose of the stream is to not only speak to entertain you guys, but to speak to your guys' hearts. Something that really makes me feel good inside and gets me through, like, again, this seasonal depression thing, which is an ongoing endeavor, and my anxiety about quitting, which I have all the time. Like, laying in bed last night, my brain goes like, wow, this is a lot of work. This stream stuff is a lot of work, and it's not going to stop for a long, long time. There's a clip that, like, perfectly embodies what I feel like.
I'm here to pick up my undead cat and child.
Yeah, give me a sec.
These are the forms for the employee health plan?
All right, yeah, put them on my... I just got bored. Everybody out.
That last part is normally how I feel about stuff when I get, like, super duper stressed. Is like, okay, I'm bored of this. I'm all done with this. I'm going to do something else. I'm moving into a van and I'm traveling the country. Or, okay, I'm bored of this. No more essays for me. All these other people can do it. I'm taking a 6-month vacation to Asia. Or, you know, like, I just want to light it all on fire and leave. And that happens quite a bit with me. So, you know, sometimes I get that inclination. But what gets me through that is, again, you guys sending me very, very nice emails talking about things that the channel has helped you with and whatever. And then I kind of appreciate that a little bit more and don't consider that in my brain anymore. When I stream, I want to say things that are going to maybe create more of these interactions with you guys where you feel like something impacted your life. So I'm slowly digging into people when they tell me that the stream had a positive impact on their life to figure out what it was. And then I'm trying to create more of those moments on the stream. One of these moments, and this is going to be a stern talking to you guys. I didn't want to comment on this situation, but the way that streamers have talked to me about this in the background, the way that streamers are talking about this on Twitter, the way that streamers are talking about this on their stream, I just want to be serious with you guys for like a second here. And I'm going to say my piece, and I don't want to hear anything else about it. I don't want to argue with you. I don't care to. So... the dear person on Twitter, think what you will of neo-pronouns, agree with it, disagree with it. I could honestly give a shit less. It does not involve me and I don't care. I'm apathetic in that regard. What I'm not apathetic about is you guys making fun of its suicide attempt. That's not chill. I'm not down with, like, people saying, like, shitty things about suicide or about depression. Let's remember that even if you dislike a character or a person or an it, that should not mean that you take that opportunity to make fun of something like that. The moment something like that happens, I think you guys as normal people, as viewers, as Twitter people, just back off. Just go do something else, dude. Because that's somebody throwing down a glove for a duel that I don't want you guys engaging with. I don't want you guys to take off your glove, throw it down, and then get in a fight with that person. I don't think that you should then take that person up on, like, bullying them or on saying a bunch of mean shit on their tweets or subtweeting them. Like, there are a million things you could talk about on Twitter. There are a million things you can make fun of on Twitter. There are a million different creators that are worthy of criticism and whatever on Twitter. I don't think that you have to pick on that person anymore. Like, when that person throws down the glove of, like, I tried to kill myself, that's probably a moment to step the fuck back. I don't care if you think they were performative and didn't mean it. I don't care if you think that their method of doing it would never have killed them. I don't care if you think, like, I don't care what you think about it, dude. Like, my advice, if I was living in a house with you and I was the angel on your shoulder as you're waiting to write something about this person, is to tell you, hey, let's not. Let's take all that energy and let's put that into somebody else. Like, if you absolutely have to tweet something mean or that really triggered you, fucking mute them and go take it out on somebody else if that is the way that it has to go. Just leave that person alone, and maybe leave them alone for the rest of eternity. Mute them, block them, and just never have them be a part of your life again. Because if somebody, through their actions, has pushed you to the point that you feel like you need to make fun of their suicide attempt, that person has pushed you to a point of depravity that I think you need to cut them the fuck out of your life, because they are bringing out some of the worst aspects that could be fostered in a human being in you. The fact that you would take that opportunity to continue with your memes, to continue with making fun of them or mocking them, that's bringing out the worst in you. And I think that's somebody you have to cut out entirely. So that's my advice to you. If you feel the need to make fun of that person after this point, like, go do something else, because there are a million other people that you could, and they will take it and they will enjoy it because it's part of their content. For this person, that is too fucking much. So just, that's what I think. And I'm very tempted to go through this chat and like see what you guys are saying, because if somebody disagrees, I want to like jump into that with you, because I think it's important that you don't do this. But I really think that like that is a self-contained bit of advice, and if you choose not to take that, I'm honestly at a point with it where like I don't want to argue with you about that. I was very tempted to argue with my own people in private about that, and I didn't take that up, because I know for me, similar to you guys, that you get to a point of depravity where you want to make fun of somebody, you want to belittle somebody that tried to kill themselves. I get to the point where I want to like yell at people that really think that that's okay. And so it's going to bring the worst out of me. I'm going to say some shit that I don't want to say. So I have to just bring myself back from that topic. But when it comes to being on my own platform and talking to my own people, I just want to make that clear. Because if you needed a wake-up call, if you needed somebody to bring your conscious attention and your empathy to a personal failing, that's where it is, dude. Think about that. If you said some shit against this person, think about that. If you said some shit to somebody else in your private life who had tried to kill themselves that you think is a drama queen or is doing it for performative reasons or whatever, same shit applies, dude. If you were pushed to make a post about that, to make fun of that in private with somebody, to crack a joke about that with your friends, like, maybe that person is bringing out the worst in you and you need to cut them out, because that's not good for you and that's not good for them, certainly. So just think about that, dude. If that is something that is happening in your life, think about that. Same with people that have other mental health issues. It's just like, I think the line is drawn at like somebody had the intention of killing themselves, right? Like, I think that's a fair place to draw the line for everybody. But if you know, you're making fun of somebody who has Down syndrome, if you're making fun of somebody who has like really, really bad autism, if you're making fun, like, there's a whole other range of people, disaffected people, that if you feel the need to like always make fun of them on the basis of that thing, that person is bringing out the worst in you. You need to first cut yourself off from that person, and you need to second think about those personal failings in yourself that they brought out, right? So that's just a wake-up call for you guys if you really needed that. Common sense argument. I think it's common sense, dude. But here's the thing. When we offload what we think is common sense onto other people, we neglect to see how environments and behavioral habits lead to people performing in ways that are not in line with common sense. For instance, people will kill each other. They will stampede over each other in a mob, right? Because our environment is being surrounded by a mob, and because everybody else is doing it, and because your blood is pumping, and because everybody is nothing to you. When people are on Twitter, they feel like they are in a dark room where they are safe from any kind of criticism. They're not a creator. They can make a new account tomorrow. And they feel like, since everybody else is throwing bottles at the stage, that they can pick up a chair next to them and throw it as well, right? These are different environments. And like I said before at the beginning, this brings out the worst in people. Sometimes these environments bring out the worst in people. Sometimes people bring out the worst in people. And so even if they know in their sober mind, if I got them alone in a room and I talked to them, that that was the wrong thing to do, they're not thinking that when they do it. So if you come to a space like this, I want to be that sober moment for you to look back on that stuff. And not only to just wave a finger at you and tell you that's wrong, but to give you some next steps to make sure that doesn't happen again, right? Block it, mute it, do whatever you have to do to make sure that shit doesn't happen again, because that is not a positive thing for you, right? And that's where I'll end that. I don't want to keep, looping on it. I feel like Booksmarts is spanking me with a book of justice. Well, there you go, dude. If you needed a spanking, then you needed a spanking. This is really free. Like, me doing that in here means that you don't have to feel bad in front of anybody else. You just feel bad in front of yourself. Unless you tried to defend that in the chat, in which case you did just make a fool of yourself for no reason. But if you're sitting there in your chair pondering a little bit and thinking like, yeah, it did say some shit, but I don't think it's that bad or whatever. Like, this is a spanking for you, and it's just going to be between you and me, and nobody else is going to know. But really think about that, dude, and do better next time, because that doesn't reflect well on you. Are we still good to make fun of them for things other than... No, dude, just don't anymore. That person can't take that shit, dude. Just no more. Okay, just no more. Mute them, block them. That person is off limits. You don't have to. There are a million other people, I'm sure, that trigger you. There are a million other people with, as you say here, stupid takes. Pick somebody else. Move on. Okay? Because you can. It's easy for you to do. Block, mute, move on. Just no more of that person, dude. Like, you know, this is like if you're at school and you feel the need to just make fun of somebody and be a bully. I might not be able to take out that pathology from you, but what I can tell you as somebody who's trying to help a bully is like, pick somebody else. If that person tried to kill themselves, maybe no more with that person. Pick somebody else. Pick one of your dickhead friends. Pick Destiny, pick Vosh, pick somebody else, because they can handle that shit and this person couldn't. So just stop, you know, like... And this isn't like a call to, like, you know, harass those people either. I think the harassment is a fucking problem. I just think I can't wring that out of you people. I really can't. And I've accepted that. I've done this for 2 years. And the one thing that I know is I can't wring that fucking negative harassment fucking energy out of you guys. I can really police it on my Discord. I can really police it in my chat, but I can't stop you guys from doing that when you leave this chat room. So like, you're probably going to still do that. Just don't do that at this dear person, dude. Like, you don't need to. I will say it seems like the person wasn't in a bad place from online, but personal things in their life, relationships. But yes, we shouldn't add to the stress. Yeah, at some point, dude, you have to call it. And if they said they tried to kill themselves, I think that's a good place to fucking call it. When they're posting poems on their Twitter that's meant to be like a suicide note or something, I don't think that's another opportunity to make fun of them. That's ooh, I need to take a fucking step back because I was a part of that. That's what that moment is. And you have to take a step back and make sure you're not a part of that anymore, right? Like, you don't want that shit on your conscience. You really don't. We should all just take a breather, though, after that. And if you need to take a breather and think about the actions that you're doing on Twitter, whether that's against the dear person or any other creator, like, maybe think about that a little bit. Maybe do. If you're the person under Dylan Burns' post saying that he has a fucking Roblox Minecraft head, maybe think about that a little bit. If you are the person under every Vosh post saying that he's a dumb fuck, child diddling, autist loving, whatever, like, maybe fucking think about that a little bit. You know, if you're the person in every Reddit saying that I'm a gullible fuck and naive and whatever, like, maybe think about that, right? So let's all just like take a second here to like chill out. I certainly need to. And then just focus on whatever it is you need to focus on. Focus on like whatever it is that you're feeling. I'll focus on mine and put them down so we could have, you know, the rest of the stream. But yeah, I saw a lot of this. And from people that I know from this chat and from people that I know in the streaming space. And I just like, don't do that shit, dude. So, you know, the whole thing is that we are all guilty to an extent. And if we work on this problem, we can make the world a little bit better. Yeah, just don't contribute, you know, like that's all you can do. And then if you have somebody in your life that does that shit, you know how you can approach them about it.